by being censored, we only see part of the story anyway. And I don't think that's a kindness for education or anybody, because if you only present one thing, for instance, they have the school books. It's all history, but is it? You know, it's a one-sided. It's just a one-sided history, and that's not right either. So, an educated people is an informed people. And that's what we need to do. We need to be allowed, within reason, to speak our mind. Now, when we were talking about genetics here, when an American child genetically recognizes the minute it's born that it has the right to speak their mind. Now, you take a person like me. I came from occupation. So I recognize that I can't say anything because I have consequences. I either get smacked in the mouth, or somebody gets shot, or you see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so there has to be back to the balance here. And so when you teach a child, you have to write, you know, to speak your mind and have your own opinion. And then one day, give you, for instance, Claudia calls me from Germany sometimes. Well, it used to be unavailable. Since the law has went into effect where they can monitor international calls, when Claudia calls, it shows up as a Washington State number. So I called that number and I couldn't get an answer for 3 times. So I called phone company. I said, can you verify this number for me? And I said, I understand if it is confidential. And she said, it is. So I'm thinking that when Claudia calls me, it rings in at Homeland Security somewhere, and almost like a ham radio. You know, it rings there and then they redial or detour to me. And that's not even necessary. You see what I mean? And so we can expect everybody to rethink their genetic line of thinking. Did I say that right?
No.
No, I didn't?
No, okay. I think you did, but I think we can expect people to rethink anything that causes other people pain. Even if we have certain genetic things that we bring with us. We still have to become more sensitive to humans to recognize that certain things, like I wouldn't still, it's been years since Japanese.
Oh, you know, I know where.
But I wouldn't call a Japanese person a Jap right now.
Yeah, oh, but okay, I remember where I was going with that. It's, we live in a generation where we can reroute that, but you cannot do it from one day to another. All of a sudden there's a new law, and you have to quit living and doing the way, what you used to, because now something else has changed. That's where I was going with that. So I don't mind, you know, getting quiet or something like that, but something changes, and everybody has to change with it, and I think that's a little hard sometimes. But 40 years is enough, isn't it?
Yeah, I think 40. It's hard. I think it's getting harder. Like it's getting even harder sometimes to speak up because of consequences. But I think I don't care what the consequences are. I still think we've got to be strong enough of spirit and mind and body to speak up when it's going to affect other people. Because one of the things I think now is really a lot of apathy. Because people are afraid to speak up. But you must not be afraid. I don't care. My kids said, well, what if we had children during this time? Would you still speak up? And I had to think about it. You know, I had to think about it. If I spoke up and it cost me going to somewhere and not raising my children when I spoke up, I would pray and hope I did. I don't care if my kids did go to foster home. I would hope I would have. Because if we don't speak up, the repercussions aren't worth it. And I think that's where we are now. You know, there's a little fear of speaking up. I can understand it.
Yeah, and maybe the repercussions are going to end up on your kids.
Yes, and that's why I'd rather speak up. Just like with the discipline, I'd rather discipline my great-grandkids and have them respectful and manner and loving and go to jail, and I told them that. And they tested me, and they found out it was true. But that's a hard one. But that's one of the things in our society right now with the discipline, that the repercussions are so very hard, that these parents are not making that decision. And now they're reaping the reward of not doing, which is chaos and lack of educating education for their kids. They're not learning. But that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
You gotta be dizzy because we swing the camera around. We have light problems today. You know, the one day we filming, the sun is everywhere, and we can't get a handle on our lightning thing here. So that's what we're doing. Ebony, 2 or 3 weeks ago on the show, I asked her if she thought the kids in her school was informed. And one of the things she said that somebody said Hillary Clinton is running for president, and the kid said, "Oh, she is?" She said because they don't watch the news, so the young people are not educated. You know, as to
what's going on.
Yeah, because it's just too painful. I mean,
I don't think it's because painful. I don't think
No?
it's about pain. No, not with the young ones. Maybe the older ones that don't act out, act might be because of pain. But I don't think these kids are so instituted away from pain or anything. I don't think they know what pain is. They got too many pain pills to take the pain away. But I think it is, they're young. And they got PlayStations. They got all these other things that are so much more important than watching news on TV or reading a newspaper. I think it's other things they have to put their time on that keeps them from doing that, honey. If they were back where we didn't have all this stuff and we wanted to see something, we had to see the news, because that's all that was on the TV. But now they got so much other stuff, they got so much other they can look at and read and do. I think that's what it really is. I really do. I don't think it's because they don't care that much. They're young too, and they really shouldn't care a whole lot,
But then on the other hand, I know a lot of people are in fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when we were young, they said, "Oh, we're gonna get nuked,"
Yes.
And now everybody is a terrorist. Every person represents a kidnapper and a rapist and a pedophile, and if that's not good enough, it's a terrorist. You see what I mean? And so maybe their mind maybe just says, "Hey, I don't want that one more thing," And when you put people in fear like that, that's almost terrorizing everybody. You know what I mean? That's just not good.
Well, that might go for people that are middle class and maybe a Caucasian, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to speak for the blacks, young people. And I'm telling you, they live under terror every day. So terrorism is nothing new to these kids. And they're not afraid of some terrorists coming blowing us up. They're not. I've talked to too many. That is the least of their worries. Their worries about being picked up by the police while they're driving, shot in the back. That's these kids, young people. I'm serious, are being shot by a gang. They're not worried about no terrorism. They just aren't, because their life isn't there. They have to live down here to just live. And this terrorism is something that is illusionary to them. They don't even relate to it. Plus, they don't read the paper and watch the news. So they don't even think about that. I've asked too many of my friends, my great-grandson, who's 15, his friends, and them, they don't even know what it is. They don't even know who Saddam was, like you said. They don't know none of these things. Iraq, what is that? They don't even know Iraq, or some of them. So it's not about the terrorism that's affecting the people that I know at all. It's they're young and they don't want no more hassle probably, but they're not affected by 9/11. They don't even believe it happened. Most of mine don't even believe it happened. Okay, they don't believe it happened. Like they said, one thing, they don't believe in the government. They don't. It's sad to me that they don't believe in the government. They just don't.
Okay. All three of us have a magic wand.
Oh, wow.
Bam. Sherry,
Here's the one.
what are you gonna do? Here.
What am I gonna do? Whoo-wee.
I'll put it on you.
A lot of power there.
Time consuming, huh? Yeah.
I think I'm going to make sure people that are around me always are well informed about what's going on. I think if you're around me, you're going to get some information. That's all I can do. That'll be my part. I told you, so we'll see what you do with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you?
If I had a magic wand,
You do have one.
I do have one.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably wave it.
Blood.
I would wave it, and my desire for the result would be to make humans, from the baby to the people that are getting ready to pass over, recognize love and caring and compassion and understanding, to make them aware that we're all connected. And because we're connected, we need to treat each other like we are connected. And then after teaching them to love and respect each other, I would do like Sherry said, I would like to have a talk show where I can inform, and I'm not scared. I'm old enough now. I would say what I wanted to say. I don't care if Homeland comes. I don't care if the FBI comes, or if the CIA comes, and inform them with the truth and don't doctor it up. Not like I see it, but as it really is. What would you do?
This is my magic wand. I'm going to take you 100 years in advance. So you can see the result of what you have built up now, and then you can look in the history books how we were portrayed. And that's what I would do with my magic wand, and see if maybe you like to adjust it just a little bit. And yeah, that's what I would do. Mm-hmm.
Now, where can we get our hands on these magic wands?
Well, yes, where are they? Please. That would be so wonderful.
Yeah, you know, it's like I can't pronounce that in Florida, Lake Uchi. It's a lake. It's an O and a W, and that's all I know. And the water receded so much where they found things from an older civilization. Some from the 1920s, you know, they had like parts of stacks and things like that, and then real old jewelry and everything. And the people were just walking and they pick up things and they said, oh, they did this, and this shows me they did this, and so it like to know what we leave behind, you know, like, I know, here's what, everybody thinks DVDs are so wonderful. Here's a bad word, it's crap. One little dust, one little everything, and it is ruined. We went to buy VHS tapes yesterday, well, you can't find any. Costco doesn't sell them anymore. And so the things that we're using now is so vulnerable that, and even if it wasn't 100 years from now, they're going to find a DVD of this show here. They're not going to have to play it with, you see? So it's useless. So they probably said, oh, it's round, and it has grooves, and maybe it's part of a ship, and maybe it's part of the propulsion system of this UFO that came down, and maybe it's connected to the meteorite that just fell in Peru and made everybody sick. So they can make up anything they want to because they don't know.
That's a thought. You know, why would that? Just think about that for a minute. That might be a good reason for not producing good DVDs, because there won't be a record.
You can't decipher it. You can't play it.
You can't, so you won't. They won't have a history.
That's right. So
That's
if you send me a DVD, and I get it, and I can look at it, doesn't matter what you sent me.
That's right.
And you're only 300 miles from here.
That's interesting. That's the thought. I have to work on that one. That's the thought. I hadn't thought about that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
It really affects. It's quite. Yeah. Just think about it.
Give me tapes.
Me too.
I really, I really need it. Some of the musicians, like Randy Shaw and the Click, they are recording in analog again. They're going back to the rail because you know what? The quality is better. And then they go the other way. You see. So all this modern camera, and you take cameras and stuff. Everything's disposable.
Well, the camera, talking about a camera. Disposable, and that's it, disposable.
Everything we have is disposable.
And whatever's disposable, you won't know it had been there.
Yeah.
Because it's not in the situation it was before, but talking about cameras, I bought a new camera. My daughter had gifted me with the money, and I think it cost almost $600. A year later, I go to take some pictures, and I only took 4 cartridges of pictures, not much, in a year. And I get this thing, it looks like a film on one side and a picture of what I took on another, and I said, oh no, I hope it's a film, so I tried to film. No, the camera is shot. I said, oh no, because I had another camera 8 years, and I took hundreds and hundreds of film.
Yeah. Now, you know, speaking of disposable and everything, we've been doing this show for 10 years. I go through a recorder, a DVD recorder that I need now, every 4 to 5 months. Most of the sponsors have, you know, they're not there anymore. We need help, and I know sometimes we'll tell you that, and you say, well, yeah, okay, I'll get to it. But we are at the point now, if somebody don't help, we won't be able to do this anymore, because the equipment isn't very good. The tapes we have to buy it went up because there are no choices. Plane tickets went up. You pay twice as much to get here than you used to. So it's really, really time for you to kind of help us a little bit if you would like to continue us to do this. We have lots of ideas left, you know, but there comes a time you have to know when to fold them, I think, huh?
And I think also when we say help, we not only mean prayer, we mean financial.
Yeah.
Financial, because finances, everything's tripled or doubled, and so I think it'd be wonderful if whoever could donate financially with love.
Yeah.
I don't care the amounts, you know, because 1,000 people giving $10 is just as good as one person giving 5,000.
Yeah, and 3,000 people giving $1, we can go on another trip next year.
Because she's going to have new equipment for the DVD production and all that, and we would. I don't think it's time for her to quit yet, so I think people out there can help, and if you can, just send it to address.
P.O. Box 8821, Lacey 98509.
And name?
TOHS. TOHS. Or call me, I'll tell you what to do with it.
Phone number?
Oh, God.
No, phone number.
360-923-9594. After 12 noon, please.
Thank you. She's a night person, everybody.
Yeah, you can call me at 1 or 2 in the morning. Miss Sherry.
Yeah.
What did we leave out that you like to?
I think you guys always do a good job of covering everything.
Good.
Don't think we left anything out.
We went to Costco's yesterday. Here's the thing. I've been fighting about my glasses for 1 whole month. So my glasses were supposed to have been done so I can show you my new face, and you know, or maybe not. And so as we coming through the line there, we had to buy new tapes and everything. It went from $20 to $24, and here this lady wants to know if I want to be an executive member. And I said, no, you don't even have what I need, right? And so this poor woman, I don't know if this is a bad word or not, but we bitched. I did. We told her about that, about my glasses and the tapes, and then Kanashibushan talked about the DVDs, and the lady was so wonderful that we said to her that we had a wonderful time, so she didn't think we were complaining. We were not. Were we complaining?
No, we were just informing.
We were informing, and she was so informed, all she could do was smile.
Giving the information she didn't have.
Yeah, and it was great, wasn't it?
She was great.
We said, thank you for, what did we say? Anyway,
for listening first.
we were just really, really nice, and
She
and
was
so
too. She
she
received
was
it well.
she was wonderful.
Part of it, she recognized some of the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have said, you know what, all I ask you, do you want to upgrade? Go see a supervisor.
Fortunately, she had no power, she said.
She did, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not, it wasn't where, she wasn't the one that could change that, and I knew it would have to come from way beyond Costco even. It has to do with money and making things cheap and making them disposable so you can buy it again and again and again and again. It's
Yeah.
about greed again.
But we had
Same
wonderful
story.
time. We went
It
to
was wonderful.
Costco's the bitch. That's
Yeah.
what we did.
Well, I don't think that. I think we informed, and I think there's a difference with that word.
Yeah.
You know.
I called him in the morning. I said, are my glasses ready? The lady said no. So 2 hours later, I went over there and I said, well, I've been really concentrating just in case they fell out of the sky. And she said, no, they're not
They didn't fall.
They didn't fall, yeah.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts for you?
Yes, I think they use the word bitch too fast and too easy, and I don't think just because people quote what they're feeling that they're using that word that people use. I think they use it too loosely. I think we're just informing or complaining, but I don't think we even complain. We're just giving her information she really didn't have about what happens to the DVDs.
So I can't say I bitched. I can't say that either.
No, I don't think so, because I don't think you did. I think you informed, and I don't think that's...
No, using that word.
No, I think it's okay, except I think they use it too loosely.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of women, men do that, what you said, but I don't think we were doing that.
Yeah.
And they think if you're doing that, they call it that, but it's not. It's informing. Like you're arguing with your child, debating with your child, saying this is something they'll say you're doing. No, you're not.
Mm.
You see, that word has a different connotation than definitely than the dictionary has, for sure.
No.
Because how could you do that if you use the dictionary word anyway for what that meant? So it doesn't even relate. As far as I'm concerned, you were informing.
I'm informing.
You weren't angry?
No,
See?
we had a good
Yeah,
time.
we were just
didn't
informing. We
just
weren't angry at them.
No, we had a good time with the whole thing.
And usually anger's hooked up with the other word.
Yeah. When on the first of each month, a new newsletter is on the website, and one of the things in there, we take one word and define it in different, from the Webster dictionary, and then I use another one that uses the other one uses Oxford English, and sometimes it doesn't even mean the same.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things I like to inform people about, that we know the meaning of a word.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm gonna sit on this buzzer.
For 4 minutes?
Even the time is confused, huh? How can I have 10 minutes left?
Ask the
Buster?
mechanical thing here.
They must have
It
stretched the time.
says.
It was that magic wand. Somebody didn't know how to operate it.
That's probably true. They didn't get the answer. They didn't want them
So
operated.
that's what was. But I don't know if you can see this, but we haven't seen each other in what, a year?
A year, yeah, about a year.
And look at there, we dressed almost
Yeah,
identical.
we love the African figure.
We got
orange. And
we usually
cream.
don't show you shoes on TV, because we usually look real pretty on the top, and then look, then we got on what do you call those, leggings?
Kind of leggings or
because
tights.
It's cold.
Cool.
It's cold. So anyway, so here, look how beautiful we are.
That's pretty.
But look how similar that is.
Yeah, isn't that? It's just different material, but the colors are.
Mm-hmm.
It has blue in it even. Blue,
Mhm.
yellow, cream.
But the girls, look at the girls.
Yeah, the women.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. African women.
So.
It's a gift from my daughter or granddaughter. I don't remember which one at my age. Doesn't matter. I've got it now. But I thank them for it, because I love color, and this is just beautiful.
Mhm.
The artwork is very pretty. Very, very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if anybody's aware also that about the airlines and the bereavement thing that they don't have anymore. Remember, you used to be able to call the airlines if someone passed, and they would give you
a ticket.
a good ticket. They don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And they charge you. They don't.
Where's the humanity?
That's what I'm
See?
saying. That's
It's
what I
gone.
would wish.
Yeah.
Humanity, love, caring for somebody. Someone just died. Can you care for that person for a minute and give them a reasonable ticket rather than $1,500 from Atlanta to Seattle?
No, we're just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to tick them off and don't die.
We'll live forever. There goes that usefulness thing again.
There you go.
Yeah, that bothers me a little bit. That showing the lack of humanity, the lack of humanity at a time when people need it.
Mm-hmm.
Because what had happened is my daughter's uncle Pat got killed, and so my daughter wanted to come from Atlanta. She didn't find out till about 4 days beforehand, and they wanted to charge her $1,500 for a ticket, when it's usually about $500. And she asked about the bereavement thing, which they do not have anymore, where where they let you have the same amount you get if it was a regular ticket. So airlines, I don't know. I can see why you're having difficulty.
We need to send compassion out more. Everybody
and we
send
need to
compassion.
send it out. You just have to send to everybody and everything compassionate and love.
Okay, so we're gonna very compassionately come to the end of the show until next week. I thank you for sticking with us. One of the things we've decided not to change our format. We like the naturalness of it, and we know we're not going to give you special effects at the moment. And we just like to do it our way and make you think that you right here with us. We have a bump or something, and or a pickle, that's okay. And so
Or a crazy camera person.
Yeah, so we trying to be as natural
We
for you
appreciate
as we can. Sherry came a long ways
yes.
today. Thank you
so much, Sherry.
You're welcome.
Kanashibushan came a long
Thank you,
ways.
Kanashibushan.
Thank you.
And my heart's leaking, so I talked to it, and it wasn't leaking while we did
So
this.
it's come a long way.
It's come a long
Thank
way.
you, Art.
So we'll see you next week. Don't know with what, but thank you for joining us. And what was the name of the show? You don't say.
Yeah.
That was the name of the show.
You don't say, but I do say.
Bye.
Well, I will say.
Yeah,
Bye.
Okay.
that's what it was. Couldn't remember.
That's
Huh?
it. You don't say, but we will say.
Yeah.
Part of our planning will extend, and if we do our part, we'll fulfill our mission. We've had from the start. Like to thank you for all the fun. Take us here, and you take us there.